Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL. It's so great to be with you tonight. If you're new to IFYL, grab your phone, launch your camera app, point it to that QR code, and click on that yellow ellipse. And that'll take you over to my link tree with lots of great information to improve the quality of your life and everyone else that you care so much about. You know how we do this every single week. We start on a Saturday and we roll all the way through the entire week, and we finish up on a Friday with that brand new master topic. What is the master topic? Well, we'll get to that in just a minute. But thank you so much for popping in and soaking up some of this great knowledge. And I do want to thank our friends, colleagues, and associates that have been with us for so long. I really do appreciate you guys all from the bottom of my heart. And I hope some of the new people that are popping in today or that pop in that are new will continue to subscribe, and we'll definitely share this with their friends and colleagues. Let's get into that master topic, everyone. Are you ready for the master topic? Here it is. How to stay focused. And we're on the series of episode number 5. All right. So when we think about being focused, a good way to conceptualize this is all of your energy is going to one spot. All right. Let's pretend for a moment you're using your computer. And the computer basically uses windows, right? That you can move around. So when you click on a window, you're basically concentrating, giving all the energy to that one window, right? If you click off the window, we call that going out of focus or losing focus, and that will then make the background or the other window the active window. So on the computer, there can only be one active window. Now you can see multiple windows, but you can only actively control the contents in one window at a given moment. Therefore, in your life, when you want to do something, if you can control the contents of something in one part of your life, well, then you're going to be extremely focused. You're going to be successful. And, things are going to start showing up for you that are just going to make sense in your life. Now, I say this to you because when you focus, you're able to gather certain insights. Like, let's take for a moment that you were, I don't know, at a restaurant and you were tasting, let's say, 3 different types of chili. I bet you would become extremely focused when you put the first spoon of chili in your mouth and the second, the third, because you wanted to make sure that nothing's distracting you and that you can enjoy the flavor of that chili and give a review of which one you like and which one you didn't like. So thinking about focus is not something that a lot of people want to do because it's a little bit hard, right? And why is it hard? It's hard because people believe that everything in life should just all happen at once. But you know what? It can't. You can't be on all windows at one time. And that's the analogy I want to leave you with tonight is that, we're not over yet, but when we think about having a perspective, if you will, and we think about a focus, we are able to ascertain quite a bit of information, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, quite a bit. And so being focused means that you as a person are on track with something. Right. I said on track. Now, by being on track, that means that you understand certain things. Okay. And when you understand certain things, you're going to respond to things a little bit differently than maybe you did in the past. Now, that's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing, right? It just is what it is for the moment. And when we think about that, you can truly understand what a focus means or what a focus doesn't mean. But a focus doesn't mean that everything you do is going to happen at once. If it did, well, we would have complete and utter chaos. Being focused. Being focused is something that people have to learn. It's not something you just decide, oh, I'm just going to be focused and you're suddenly there. No, you're not all into the moment. The reason you're not all into the moment is because you're still trying to figure out what does it mean to be focused. It means to put all your attention on something, right? For a moment or for a period of time. If you didn't know how to focus, you'd probably become very frustrated and wonder why things don't get done or why you always get the wrong answers. Not because you aren't bright or anything like that. It's simply because there's so many thoughts going through our brain every day. If I had to ask you this question right now, how many thoughts go through our brain each day? How many do you think, ladies and gentlemen? How many thoughts do you think go through it? Well, every day your brain processes about 70,000 thoughts. Wow. 70,000. I didn't say 700. I didn't say 7,000. I said 70,000. That's an awful lot of thoughts. So your brain is trying to figure out what's important and what's not important. And so there are these fleeting thoughts that come in and they leave, right? But they don't really stick with you. They don't really have a purpose. Like you can notice the temperature of the room, and that's a thought. It goes in, it goes out, right? You could notice somebody with their crazy car hitting their horn, or people giving you the middle finger because you're driving so well and they're so impatient, or because they don't know how to get up early in the morning and they're going to be late to something and they're blaming that on you, but it's really not your fault. Or maybe it could be the fact that you are in alignment with the universe. That gets deep, doesn't it, John? All right. When you're in alignment with the universe, certain things start to make sense. Now, I've got a whole other topic we're going to get into pretty soon about how to be in alignment with the universe, but that's not today. But when you're in alignment with the universe, you are focused. Now, focusing doesn't mean that you have to squint and strain. Like, oh, you have to do all this stuff and I have to focus. That's not focusing. That's killing yourself. Okay. Focusing means that you have this, I like to think of a light, bristled enthusiasm, that you're just putting your senses on something and you're making a conscious effort to block out any distractions. That's what focusing really means, ladies and gentlemen. But if you didn't understand that, you say, oh, I have to just focus my head until it hurts. Well, that's going to get you literally, it's going to get you nowhere. It's not going to get you anywhere. So in life, we focus when we're in the car and we're driving and maybe we're coming to a traffic light. We focus, is it green? Is it turning to yellow? Or is it starting to go to red? We do this because we don't want to be accelerating faster and then suddenly the light goes yellow and goes red. Oh, shoot, I didn't know that light was going to go red. Like, I didn't know that. I saw the light was green, but then I didn't pay attention that it went yellow. See, that's someone who's not focusing. Someone who might be listening to music in the car and having it on so loud that they can't really hear what's going on. How many times have you ever, I'm sure you've never done this, but I'm sure you have friends that have done this, that they're on the phone and they better not be holding it. They're using their Bluetooth in their car. And let's say you're about to make a right turn off onto an exit. So the exit's on the right, the exit's, let's just say 125, and you're on the phone. Somebody calls you right around, let's say it was exit 1:30 and the exits are going down. And so your friend calls you or a colleague calls you, and you get distracted and you become focused on the call. Now you're still watching the road and making sure things are safe and stuff like that, but you're really taking away a good 60% of the focus from you driving to listening to that stupid person on the phone and what they have to say. So you know what happens? 30, 29, 128, 127, 126, 125. So what did you mean about that? Oh, what happened? Nothing. I mixed my eggs. Listen, I got to go. And you start to realize that you're not focused. And you might get angry at the person on the phone, but it's really not the person's fault on the phone. It's your fault because you should have told them, hey, I'm trying to get somewhere and I need to concentrate on the road. See, people get aggravated when you say that. But then have you ever noticed that these same people, they try to go somewhere that should take 50 or 20 minutes, but it takes them an hour because they miss all the turns. And generally what happens, this happens a lot with gentlemen, when they're on the road and they try to go somewhere, they're supposed to go there in 15 minutes, and then suddenly it's an hour, and then they're getting real upset because they're going around, they're going back around, they're in more traffic, and they just wasted 35 minutes, and the whole thing, it's like over an hour, all because they made 3 or 4 mistakes and they're on the stupid phone. And so when you're on that phone, you have to realize that you're not focused, okay? I'm going to give you another example. Let's say that you're in a life-challenging situation. Maybe there's a fire in the building. Maybe there's a flood, okay? And so when that happens, the first thing you need to do is focus on the matter at hand, the danger at hand. It's not the time to think about what you're going to make for dinner. It's not the time to think about, oh my gosh, where did I park my car? It's not the time to think about, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to take my wallet. I'm not going to be able to take my purse. I'm not going to be able to take my laptop. See, that would be distracting and that would be getting away from your focus. So when you get away from your focus, there's a higher probability that you won't survive. So when there is a life-threatening situation, you need to focus on the matter at hand. Because if you don't, you may not be around later to talk about that matter. Now, I know we joke about this, but it's really the truth. Look at what I was telling you in the thing with the car. Now, something like missing the exit's no big deal. But imagine you're driving and you're getting so into this, and suddenly you lose even more focus that you barely have 10% on the road. And now somebody suddenly cuts you off and you hit them. Or you have your cruise control on and you suddenly think it's on, and then you hit your brake, and then you think it's there and you hit your foot, and then you crash into the car. This all happens because we lose focus for a split second. And you might say, John, what the heck is a split second going to matter? Well, it can mean plenty. Do you know that if the power goes off for a split second at your home or your office, you lose all of your data on your computer that is currently in memory? Not the stuff that's on your hard drive, but all the stuff that's in the memory, right? The volatile memory. You lose it. Pretty interesting, right? So volatile memory in English is memory that retains its information only while there's power being provided to it. So if the power goes off for 1 second, I had this happen with a client. They're like, but John, our power only went out for a second. I said, yeah. And it lost all the information and your computer just basically went off. And so when that happens, they had a mechanical hard drive. It causes the hard drive to basically stop, and it heads right in the middle, and it kind of doesn't even have a chance to park. It literally just like crashes for a second. And they do this over 10 times. Eventually, it's going to cause more damage to the hard drive. What happens if you're on your computer and you suddenly leave it on, and let's say you don't have it plugged in, and now there's no battery power, and the computer just, let's say it should normally shut down safely, right? But let's just say that you have your computer plugged in, you're at the last leg, you have to plug it in, now you go to yank the power, and now your computer just dies. That 1 second in your life of driving, that 1 second in your computer, that 1 second in your relationship could raise or lower the bar for the rest of it. Well, John, how's that possible? People make assumptions, people make judgments, even though they shouldn't, on what they perceive now, even if that's not reality. If you go somewhere and let's just say you're not dressed properly, like you're going to a business meeting and you decide to just wear a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and now you're in front of this dressed group, you're going to lose their respect. Why? Because that split second that they saw you, they immediately said, oh, wow, this person didn't even make the effort to put on at least a button-down shirt or at least slacks, at least. So a second can make the difference to you moving towards success or you moving away from success. I mean, I think that's very, very viable. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am by now. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this amazing evening. And you know that I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. But please like, love, and support my channel. Definitely comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then go to my YouTube channel. Below it, look for that key phrase to help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, today, whenever you watch this, to buy my team and I a savory, warm, delicious cup of hot chocolate with marshmallows, a savory dessert, or maybe just a refreshing beverage. Either way, we'll be grateful for those pennies and dollars that you invest into all of us, because we'll put that to new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to empower and fuel your life to make the change if you really want to. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys, you know when? Tomorrow. Take care.